Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and a warm welcome to this week's Walking Wednesday. Today, there's a lot to clear up, apparently. I feel like I should first address a certain video that I made a few days ago, just to briefly get this off the list of things to talk about. And yeah, because I got a lot of concerned, I guess, or sort of like implicitly concerned people messaging me after that video. And honestly, I am okay. I would not be saying that if it weren't true. I am perfectly okay. That video was just the result of just a culmination of 15 years of resentment brought on by a conversation that spanned a few days. So yeah, I just felt the need that, instead of explaining myself in such detail as before, that I would just put everything out in video format and explain it all at that point. So that's what's happened. So that was, I can now reference that video if I need to and refer back to that for any conversation regarding, boys versus girls divide or whatever. I mean, that's part of the response. The other part was actually hugely positive. I mean, that video got very highly rated when you compare it to my typical uploads that aren't that aren't Buttercore Productions. So, for a video like separately on its own, it did actually surprisingly well. So that leads me to believe that either people were at least convinced or slightly, open-minded about what I said, or they agreed to begin with. I had one girl message me actually, telling me about her version of the story, like from the opposite end, where most of her friends are boys, and kind of the same thing ends up actually happening. Like, she's not allowed to hang out with them at her house or whatever. Like, one of them is gay, so yeah. It doesn't really make sense. And yay, wind! You know what wind does to sound quality? It messes everything up. Alas. In any case, speaking of that, I do want to get on to the fact that speaking of sound quality, Will is dead. Will the mic, the one that I've had, the blue snowball I've had since January 2018, kind of went into like a bit of an issue with some of the copper wiring or whatever. Not the wiring, the connectors, the bits that would you would plug in, and it just ended up that they all got tangled all of a sudden. I tried to untangle them. They broke, and now I can't actually salvage anything. So I'm afraid that that's going to have to remain as it is. Had a good run, but Will is in fact dead. So I'm going to order a new microphone. Any suggestions, please do leave them in the comments. But I kind of know who to ask really. I'm going to reference the high and honourable DJ Savex. You can't trust the traffic lights in Liverpool. They're a formality, not a requirement. At least on the pedestrian perspective. If you're driving, do respect them. I mean, my goodness, don't want to push too many bad morals. Oh, there's a police car there. Brilliant. Yeah, so as I was saying, so if you see, I have videos backed up that I recorded when that mic was still active. But as it turns out, that if there's any ones where I go back to classic Jacob audio quality, all of a sudden, that'll be why. If I end up recording any videos like in between those times. So yeah, so I think that's the terms of YouTube stuff. I mean, this week has not really been my week for anything, to be honest. I mean, it's been calamity most of the day. Like, today actually has been pretty good, even though I only got 3 hours of sleep. for several reasons. It's starting to rain actually, so I'll probably wrap this up. But yeah, today has actually been pretty good so far. But I mean, for the week in general, I hit like a rough batch between like 3 people all at once. Like we all had a falling out like before the boys versus girls video. We all just kind of like had different things to say about each other and to each other. It's all been resolved now. Again, that video was a culmination of several things going on, and it's all been resolved now, and we're all past it. Not past it in the sense of, you know, getting old, but I just mean that we're past the drama. So yeah, I guess nothing else to really report. Oh, but yeah, Enceladus auditions, I tried to do those at university this week. Because I didn't give much of a notice, no one actually ended up showing up in the end. The few people who did respond to me said they couldn't go, so that's why no one actually ended up going. Not ideal, so I have made a Facebook page where people can actually see things. And to those who are watching on YouTube and thinking, oh yeah, who uses Facebook anymore? Surprisingly, at university, it is still used a lot, and also in sixth form, so I mean, that's why I got it. I could have perfectly gone all my life without having Facebook, but since I have it, might as well use it. So yeah, I've got a Facebook page now for Buttercore about that. Speaking of Buttercore, actually, one thing that did happen this week, Roy actually reached out to me and said, oh, do you want me to create another Buttercore server? Because I'm bored. To which I say, well, not another Buttercore server. We already have one. It's gone through its rough patches, but starting over again isn't the way forward. So best not to actually start making a new server from scratch, especially when he doesn't know half the people who are currently in it. So what I decided to do was turn that into a community server. In a way, it's the thing with Roxy and my server is that it's all come full circle. So I start with the corporate server, she starts with a community server, she makes a corporate server, I make a community server. So I guess everything worked out in the end. At least for now. I can see people who are actually starting to become active on the community server, but I'm going to put the link to that here so that if anyone wants to join, they can join. Chances are if I have you on Discord, I've probably invited you already, but just in case. Yeah, so I think actually I might end up doing things like a Discord original series. That's something that I've been pondering for some time, to do a Discord original where, just a bit like how Naseeb dealt with the Daily Paper, which was a series that she did, which was made with gacha screenshots, but it was fully done in Discord instead of being compiled into video format. Honestly, a very interesting premise, and one that I actually hope to explore as well. The idea of just doing something and encouraging people thus to go to the Discord server, thus prompting interactivity. I feel like it would be a win-win situation. So yeah, I do have some ideas for that, and also I guess that if I'm not around to make the gacha specifically, I could just write the script and pass it off to my wonderful art department, and they can come up with some things of their own, as I'm sure that they are more than willing to do. I need to go this way. So yeah, in terms of lessons, well, I mean, it's the same thing again, but we're getting on to given circumstances in drama, so more Stanislavski stuff. I ended up actually playing Julius Pike today. Yeah, so I don't think people know where Julius is actually from, even though I have mentioned the Mutant Girl. I'm just gonna go. Yeah, this lady in front of me has the right idea. There's one green light and one red light for the same set of zebra crossings or pedestrian crossings. Like, see, there we go, that one's green. Okay. Yeah, so I ended up playing Julius Pike today, because, you know, we're talking about naturalistic characters, and honestly, the Mutant Girl, despite what you might think with, you know, what the main character having a dragon tail, it is one of the most, I guess, naturalistic or realistic things that I've written. Because a lot of them are, you know, in other worlds, or don't feature all human characters or whatever. And actually, I was quite strict when I started making the Mutant Girl. I said that any character designs that anyone wanted to put in had to be human. So Empress started off as a werewolf, she's now a bear in Naseeb's continuity, which makes no sense because there's no reason why she transitions, and that's not been described in any of the Naseeb canon. Not that there really is much of that. But it just happens that I had to make her human for that episode. That's partly why you don't see her too much, because honestly, Empress's design doesn't work entirely without, you know, the Empress physique. So yeah, I have to put her in the next episode actually, which reminds me, I finished editing the audio for episode 8. So for the cast, episode 9 should be recorded soon. It depends, because Mimi's grounded, Roxy might end up losing her power, so it's debatable whether it's going to happen this week or next. As for Minecraft projects, if someone asked about those, well, Olympus is something that I need to establish. It's probably going to be filmed scene by scene, very slowly. I guess if anyone's like free, I can just like grab some people if I want to film a scene in particular. In terms of voice acting, obviously I'll warn people in advance. But yeah, it's good to have that footage in soon. You know, do that first big scene, which I actually recorded the lines for a while ago, the ones that Theo has. I'm using the university technology, so actually it's going to come out better than if I had the mic still. So I think that's what's going to happen. I do wish Tales of Snake and Orphan actually won that poll that I did a while ago, because it's just a series that I can work on, and actually it doesn't give me too much to do. It's I'm gonna have to zip up this jacket because it's raining now more heavily than before. Yeah, it doesn't give me too much to do in terms of a regimented script. I can improvise and I can be spontaneous. Oddly enough, the same qualities that I'm actually experiencing right now in drama. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can't zip this up. I need to end this video, my goodness. Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching once again. Again, leave your thoughts about what mic I should get in the comments. I will take them into consideration. I guess also, you know, want to be in the Discord server, join the Discord server. And yeah, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. On that note, it's chucking it down with rain. And until next time, farewell.